Welcome back to Mana Central. I'm Sam.
And I'm Kenny. This week we'll be taking you through a top 8 finisher at the Star City Games Open Series in Indianapolis. Bradley Carpenter finished 8th with his Abzan Control deck. Sam's going to take you through it.
With Theros block rotating out of Standard, everyone, and by everyone I mean myself, was really interested to see what would happen with the Abzan deck. So we're going to take a look at how Bradley Carpenter decided to play it, and it did pretty well for him. First, let's talk about the mana base. He's running 27 lands. 27, I know, right? It's a good thing that 4 of them, a playset of Shambling Vents, the new manland for Battle for Zendikar, double as creatures. He's also got 4 Sandsteep Citadels, which is standard for an Abzan deck, 3 Windswept Heath, 3 Caves of Koios, 3 Llanowar Wastes, 3 Forests, 3 Swamps. We've got 2 Plains, and 1 Canopy Vista, and 1 Scoured Barrens. As far as creatures go, we've got a playset of Siege Rhinos because you have to. You're in Abzan. Why are you not running 4 Siege Rhinos? We're also doing 4 Den Protectors because the Graveyard Recursion is awesome. And we have 3 Nissas, the new Nissa from Origins. Now she's great because she fetches you a forest when she first comes out, but her +1 is awesome and a great replacement for Courser. You're going to get to draw a card, and if it's a land, you're going to get to put it right out. And her bomb, if you can get to it, is phenomenal in a deck that runs 27 lands. You're going to have a bunch of 6/6s that no one's going to be able to do anything about. It also runs 1 Guiltleaf Winnower, which is great in the mirror against other Abzan decks because it takes out Siege Rhino and Tasigur. The rest of your deck is mostly control, with some notable exceptions. You're running 4 copies of Abzan Charm because options. You're also running 4 copies of Ruinous Path, the new hero's downfall from Battle for Zendikar with upside. In a deck with 27 lands, the Awaken is great if you can destroy that creature or planeswalker and also get a creature yourself. You're also running 3 copies of Languish because it kills your opponent's creatures but doesn't kill your Siege Rhino. 3 copies of Despise, I guess, will work as a replacement for Thoughtseize. It's going to be kind of difficult finding such a great replacement in this format. But since Standard right now has a lot of creatures, I suppose it will do. You're also running 2 copies of Ultimate Price, which takes care of a lot of creatures, and 1 copy of Utter End, because it's nothing like exiling pretty much anything except for a land. The only planeswalkers that you'll be running in your main board is 4 copies of Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. He's pretty awesome. You can +1 him to make him a 5/5 indestructible creature until end of turn. You can choose to not lose any loyalty at all and get a creature. Or you can choose to bomb him out right away and buff your whole team for the rest of the game. 4 copies of him are going to be essential, especially when he's so cheap at only 4 mana. Let's talk sideboard tech. Running 4 Erishan Clerics, which is a 2 mana 1/3, that when it enters the battlefield you gain 3 life. This card would come in against red decks or any deck that's trying to win fast by dealing you damage. Also, the 3 toughness is nice because it defends against a lot of those early attackers. We're also going to run 3 copies of Transgress the Mind. This card, in my opinion, really would be so much better if it cost 1 less, but I guess we can't have everything we want. It is devoid, which is nice, and it deals with big threats, so it'll be nice to come in when you know your opponent has those large creatures. We're also going to run 2 copies of Green Warden of Marasa, because that Graveyard Recursion is fantastic. Not only when it enters the battlefield, but also when it dies, I'm totally on board. 2 copies of Hidden Dragon Slayer will also help us deal with our opponent's large creatures. And 2 copies of Painful Truths, one of the new Converge cards, is great when you can cast it with all 3 colors of mana. We have a spare Utter End in the sideboard, and we also have a Duress that can come in and help out a lot against a control-heavy deck.
Thanks for joining us here this week at Mana Central. We hope you enjoyed our deck tech on Bradley Carpenter's Abzan Control from the Star City Games Open in Indianapolis.
Don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment with regard to what you'd like to see in future videos.
And don't dash our hopes by not hitting that like button, because we're really hopeful you'll hit that like button.
We look forward to seeing you next week with less Magic the Gathering puns.
Yeah.